I think it's time we just have to accept that the iPhone today is not the same as it was. And I don't just mean because it has more cameras and better processing. I've been in Sydney, Australia for a couple of days with my hands on the entire iPhone 16 lineup. And I do mean entire because I bought every single color and I've been doing a ton of testing so far. And as I've been preparing for my review, I've done performance benchmarks, I've done camera benchmarks, I've done battery life testing, and through it all, one thing has become super clear. As much as I enjoy testing the features and the new updates of the iPhone, something feels a bit different. Think back to the original years of the iPhone. Apple used to operate on a tick-tock cycle, right? You had a major redesign, and then you had an S. iPhone 4, 4S, 5, 5S, etc. But that existed in a very different landscape. That was a time when smartphones were a brand new and fast evolving landscape. That was a time when most people bought their phones on 2-year carrier contracts. So it made sense. If you bought the major redesign, you would have that phone for 2 years and buy another redesign. But in the past couple of years, things have changed completely. People keep their phones for longer. People are more likely to buy their phones outright, and people use their phones more than ever before, so they're willing to spend $1,000+ on them. So given that the way that we use our phones has changed completely, it makes sense that the way Apple would make their phones changes as well. And that's why when you look at an iPhone 12 Pro and an iPhone 16 Pro, they kind of look like the same phone. But that being said, the iPhone 16's gradual incremental updates are things that I genuinely do enjoy. Yesterday, I spent the day exploring Sydney and testing the new camera control button and camera system, and I've come away insanely impressed. And honestly, the star of the show is the regular iPhone 16. The regular phone gets the A18 chip, which despite not bearing the Pro moniker, is ludicrously fast and only just barely behind the A18 Pro. The regular 16's Antutu benchmark score was just under 10% lower than the 16 Pro, and when running Geekbench 6, the CPU is just 4% off, while the A18 Pro's extra GPU core gives it a 17% edge. Both phones get upgraded ultra-wide sensors, with the 16 gaining macro support and a wider aperture, and the 16 Pro gaining a second 48-megapixel sensor. One feature that I was surprised to see make it to the regular 16, however, was the new audio mix technology. Despite lacking the quad mic array on the 16 Pro, the processing Apple is doing for each of these effects is nuts. There's 3 different modes to choose from: in-frame, which prioritizes the vocals of those who are on camera; studio, which is designed to block out background noise and make it sound like the microphone is a lot closer to my mouth; and cinematic, which puts the background tracks on a different channel and enhances vocals. And these are really, really successful effects. Now, to my ear, all of these modes sound just a little bit better on the Pro thanks to that 4-mic array. However, I was expecting more of a difference. It seems like again and again, the iPhone 16 is performing way better than I thought it would. So the 16 and the 16 Pro are both incredibly powerful tools, and you can make a video just like this one without any external equipment. I'm even using the default camera app. Like, that's how easy it is to get clean video and audio now. It's ridiculously impressive. But what I'm a little less impressed with is this year's big thing, and that would be the camera control button. But before I explain why, a quick word from today's video sponsor.
Today's video is sponsored by ESR's new MagSafe accessories. For when you're on the go, ESR's Qi 2 MagSafe battery pack with kickstand has you covered. With a 5,000 mAh capacity, it charges via fast 15-watt standards all while staying just 15.5 millimeters thick. This felt battery booster can go with you anywhere. The new 3-in-1 charging station features a compact design with space for charging iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods. And the Apple Watch charger is even removable if you want to bring it on the go. Plus, thanks to 2nd-gen Cryo Boost technology, an ultra-quiet fan works with heat-dissipating components to keep your iPhone cool while charging, allowing it to charge at full speed for longer. Thanks to their patented air channel design, your iPhone will stay about 4 degrees cooler than with other MagSafe accessories. And what better application of that tech is there than their wireless car charger? Anyone who's ever used a phone mount that attaches to their car's dashboard vents knows what it's like to see your phone start cooking itself right in front of you, but CryoBoost ensures that won't be an issue. So if you want to learn more about ESR and their new MagSafe charging accessories, check out the link in the description below. And now let's get back to the video.
Right, camera control. That's this year's big thing. Last year it was titanium. Year before that it was dynamic island. Before that, ProMotion. You can kind of sense a pattern that Apple's doing this year, right? Instead of doing a big redesign, you get one sort of key feature and then a bunch of smaller features. Problem is though, this year I don't like the camera control button. During the keynote, I was excited. I think it has some potential, and I would definitely be interested to see what third-party developers are able to do with it. But as it is right now, the way that it's implemented by Apple, it's just not there for me. I feel like it's just easier to pull your phone out, swipe, tap, tap, as opposed to activating with the camera control and then half pressing and then swiping at this precarious angle and then clicking. I mean, maybe I need to get used to it, but like, it's just not in a really logical position. And the same, I'm gonna drop the phone. This is just not very convenient. I don't understand it. So for both portrait mode and landscape mode, and for right or left-handed use, it's just in a very weird place and it's not intuitive. The other thing that's not intuitive are the gestures. The haptics are a little bit awkward to use, and I frequently press the button when I don't actually mean to. But bigger than both of those problems is the fact that you can already do pretty much everything with the screen. If you want to access the camera from your lock screen, you can set a toggle in the lower right corner, or you could swipe across the screen, or you could set the action button, and now there's camera control as well. We just have many, many ways to do the same thing. The last iPhone to come out with an S on it was the XS in 2018. But despite the fact that Apple has retired that naming strategy, this is an iPhone 15s, or maybe even a 14ss, or maybe even a 12ss. Apple is no longer interested in building new phones that shock and awe you with every year. What they want to do is deliver an accumulating set of features so that after 3, 4, maybe 5 years, you will feel compelled to make that update. The friends and family that I've spoken to about the iPhone 16 aren't buying it because of a new design or because of any one revolutionary feature. They're saying, well, you know, I'm still on Lightning, so I would like USB-C. I don't have a dynamic island, so I would like that. And the new camera control button seems kind of interesting, and the cameras are nice. Those aren't features that are specific to the iPhone 16, but an accumulation over the last 3 years. But I don't think it's a secret that Apple is intentionally trying to make each year feel about the same as the last. Why is it that Apple changed to a titanium design and then the following year increased the display size? They could have saved that, done it all at once, and called it a bigger redesign, but they didn't. But the downside of this new strategy is all of the new phones every year feel kind of safe. But it's not that I necessarily think that safety is inherently bad. I think a lot of Apple's incremental improvements are things we all appreciate, like the battery life, especially on the iPhone 16 Pro. I ran an overnight video streaming test on the 16 versus the 16 Pro, and I found that over 11 hours of video streaming, the iPhone 16 ended up with around 15% to the 16 Pro's 25. So in a phone that's about the same size with similar battery capacity, that's super impressive, and those are features that people have been asking for a really long time. But it's no secret that Apple in the olden days used to take more risks and implement more controversial features. When the iPhone 5 ditched the 30-pin connector, a lot of people were shocked. When the iPhone 7 ditched the headphone jack and we moved into the era of AirPods, people had a lot to say. And when the notch came out on the iPhone 10, well, we all know that that was mocked pretty mercilessly. But updating the port, kickstarting the era of AirPods, and getting rid of the home button, introducing Face ID, and sort of creating the whole new modern way of interacting with an iPhone, those were all necessary steps, despite their controversies. And it feels like we haven't really had one of those in a while. So reviewing an iPhone these days is tricky because on the one hand, there's really nothing bad that I can say about it. In pretty much every meaningful way, this phone is better than the previous phone. But on the other hand, you can tell that people are less excited about these phones because, quite frankly, they're less exciting. And that's both a good and a bad thing. It's a very strange position. I don't know if I'm really making any sense, but let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. I came all the way to Australia to make it, so that's fun. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.